Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy Josh Alex,
It's your boy Jay.
and this is another episode of Sports Talk Tay and Josh. And on this episode, we're gonna review Boba Fett episode one. It's
hmm
all available on Disney Plus. Before we get started, we may discuss spoilers, so if you didn't see it, we're not gonna go a play by play of what happened in the
Nah,
episode, but we're just gonna go, important parts of it. We're gonna give our reviews, reactions, and stuff like that. So
yeah,
also make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and follow us on podcasts. We are available on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google, and we're gonna expand it to more. So make sure you
yeah.
follow us. Follow us on Twitter too as well. You know what I mean? Facebook group, all in the description. Okay.
Description. Yep.
All right. So, all right, let's get started. So, what was your first reaction of episode one?
Whew. All right. First episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Interesting. I would say like if I had to break it down to one word, it's interesting. Like it's
Hmm.
because Star Wars could be expanded into so many stories. Like it's
Hmm.
crazy. But we always kind of figured like what would life be with for Boba Fett after like Return of the Jedi per se, like how his life was going to be. But technically, this supposed to be the life after this. Um, yeah, but my first initial reaction is it's interesting. Like I'm waiting to see, typical Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel type of TV series. Like the first episode really don't give you too much, but it also answers a lot at the same
Hmm.
time. But yeah, it was interesting. I'll get more into it after you finish your point, though.
Okay. Oh, okay. My first reaction, I actually liked it.
Yeah,
Well, it had some good action scenes. It didn't have some slow parts.
yeah,
Sort of like a roller coaster a little bit, but I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, it slowly unravel a little bit
yeah.
more. All right. So what else you want to discuss? I think I'm speaking general. I liked the first episode. Didn't think it
Yeah.
was a bore or anything like that.
No, it was like it was literally it gave like I said it gave a lot, but it didn't give too much. It gave
Yeah,
you
it's
enough,
pretty. In
but
my
it
opinion, it
didn't.
was
Yeah,
pretty straightforward though, for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah,
What I like, I do like the, the style of it. They did explain the backstory, how he escaped
yeah,
and stuff like that. So it looks like they're going back and forth, like it's two eras, it's the past and the present.
yeah,
So it looks like they started out, with him escaping, which he used the flamethrower, which was spoiler alert. He used the
yeah,
flamethrower to get out. Then they switched to the present, which they pretty much let off Mandalorian season two, where he took
yeah.
over. They
When he
left
took
off
over,
there.
yep,
So in the present, that's where it's leaving off of. If you don't get
yep,
it, if you haven't seen Mandalorian, you may not get that point. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's an end credit, like it's literally an
yeah,
end
it's
credit
incredible.
scene. So
Yeah. Hmm.
post credit scene if you want to
Hmm.
be specific.
Yeah.
Like that was what I'm talking about. Like the beginning of it is like showed like we always want to know how did he escape the desert monster. We always wondered how
Hmm.
that happened.
Hmm.
Um, but it was oddly enough true too that it was a stormtrooper in there as well. And I wonder is that part of that team from New Hope that was looking for
Probably
the
so,
droids?
because you've got the little monsters, the little something.
Yeah,
It takes like thousands or hundreds of years for to digest.
yeah.
And but you can tell it's probably been there for a while because if y'all go back, the armor is pretty much
It's
like
acid out. Yeah, it's pretty
as
much
it out is
acid.
like slowly deteriorating. So
Yeah,
it may possibly have been there for a while. It may
yeah.
possibly have been there
It
for a
looked
while.
like from the looks of it from the scene, it looked like it was
Hmm.
actually like sinking into the uh the intestines of that creature. Like if you
Hmm.
look at it, it looked like he was sinking them in. But yeah, I'm like to me it looked like that might have been that team that was looking for C3PO and R2D2 from
Hmm.
Star Wars New Hope, the first one. A lot of people gonna say it's the fourth one. That's the first one. The first theater release of Star Wars is New Hope.
Hmm.
Um, that looked like that was that team. He looked like that was one of them. And then the fact that he still had air in his suit from all those years, like would determine like how long was he alive before he actually
We don't know. My
like,
assumption that like you might be right. A part of that search crew. It's possible. That's the only from the data what we have of the Star
yeah,
Wars. That's what we don't know when exactly that happened. So we just gonna
because
go
this is
off
a
just
flashback.
that. Just
Yeah,
off. Yeah, just a flashback. Okay.
yeah, because he had to use the air, like you say, use the flamethrower to get out. You saw him crawl out like from out the depths of the sand. You know what I'm saying? Out the depths of
Man,
sand,
hopping
and
out the sand like alien out of the chest back in the day. Pretty much, I'm
exactly,
joking.
exactly. But not like overall, it answered that question. I was hoping that they would do it, and I'm happy that they did it with the first episode and don't try to like drag it to say like, how did you survive, and stuff like that. So I'm happy they did it in the first episode. The other thing I like about it too was I think through in the process was the fact that we seen how the armor got taken away from him as well
Hmm.
before he gets it back in the Mandalorian season 2.
Hmm.
Um, that was a nice little play to it too, and then find out um how depth he was with Sand People. And I forgot the real name of them per se, but I just call them the Sand
Hmm.
People because that's what we remember them from Star Wars is the Sand People. To see
They're not
how
called the same, but
in
I believe the proper name is the Tusken Raiders. I believe that's the
yeah,
proper
Tusken
name
Raiders,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Tusken Raiders is the
yeah,
proper name for it. So it doesn't matter. I get what you're saying,
yeah,
just
yeah,
for the audience sake.
yeah. So yeah, it's like so to see how he tied in with them as well,
Hmm.
um, was a good thing. He started off as a prisoner pretty much with them. So it was like, okay, I like how they did that, like showing that he was actually not yeah, I guess you could say captured. He was captured. Even though he was pretty much unconscious when he was
He
found.
still got cash, but
He still got
L is still a L. Yeah, L
yeah,
is still a L, man.
you know, and all that. So yeah,
But
it's nice to
let's
see.
get back to the present.
Okay.
So if you didn't know, he first started in the present, he was like in some Godfather type situation. People was bringing him gifts and stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I think the mayor, I guess, didn't want to play, I guess, his gratitude towards him or something like
Yeah, no
that.
gratitude towards him. So because he's the new, pretty much he's the new leader of that. I guess the trade, like the
Hmm.
Jabba the Hutt, chair where he's like,
Yeah. Jabba the Hutt wouldn't have went like that. Jabba Hutt would
yeah.
have somebody would have got murked. Someone would have been on
Oh
that
no,
rest in peace shirt.
dude would have been fed to the daggone beast. You know he
Yeah,
waited
he
till
would. Yeah,
after
you know,
he walked
Jabba the Hutt
away.
there. He didn't play that. He was.
Yeah.
It's like you listen to me or death. That's pretty much how it was.
Well, I'll feed you to the animals. That's pretty much how
Yeah,
he,
man.
Um, but I mean, I like how they did the like the healing chamber scene.
Hmm.
Like when he could actually much healing. He's got sleep. He's sleeping pretty much this healing thing, and they showing him going back home. They're seeing his pops get beheaded with the helmet. Uh, and then it bounced back to the to the present, like you said, and it showed everybody walking up to him, giving the gratitude, going this, that, and the third, except for I want to say it was the mayor and I forgot the lady's name that when he walked into the bar. I think
I
she had something to do
forgot.
with this.
I know the scene you're talking about, but one of the best
Yeah.
scenes prior to that is probably when they was fighting with the guys with the red shield. That was probably
Yes.
good. That was a good
Yeah.
scene. That was a good scene.
Which I think she had something to do with. I think her and the governor had something to do with that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just me.
yeah.
It looked
I
like
think they're
that's some
gonna
governor
explain. I
type.
think they might go into more details regarding that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I,
Boba Fett is a different type of leader. He's trying to do it out of honor. Like he didn't believe in
hmm
torture. Remember that? So
Yeah.
yeah. So I want to say he might have a little pushback. That's what it looks like. He the new administration is getting a lot of pushback. That's what it looked like to me. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, overall, they did catch one alive, so we're gonna see how that
yeah.
you know, interrogation part will go. Um, I mean, one other anything else really? I did like the
That
fight
was,
scenes. I
yeah.
really
Well,
like the
it
fight
got a
scenes.
little slow when they was in the sand. You know what I mean? When they was in the sand digging for water. Remember
Yeah,
that scene back in those days. It got a little slow, then it picked back up when he found a little desert monster and they fought, and then
yeah,
he got the sand people.
the
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Approval because of that. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Only thing, okay. Any predictions? Any let's throw out some curveball. Any prediction you think possibly can happen? I know episode one is not enough information to go off of, but
Nah. I mean, it's not,
And
but
it,
if you know the history of like Boba Fett, you know it's gonna be some
mhm,
old enemies or something's gonna pop up.
mhm,
I think they probably gonna show one of my predictions. I think is gonna be. I think this is when we're gonna see if Boba Fett is gonna be one of those leader, like you said, that leader that try
mhm.
to stay away from, like you said, no torture. Um, Pretty much, is he going to become the crime lord that he didn't want to be? Because sometimes you say one thing, and next thing you know, somebody could come into the town and change that whole scenario. So, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true. That is true. That's true. Can't argue with you on that one.
Um,
I remember you said I don't want to take your prediction. That's why I wanted you to
no, no, go
speak
ahead.
on
No,
it.
you go ahead.
You
We
remember you
talked
said
about
the
it. We talked
Obi. I
about it.
remember we was talking about it. You was talking about the Obi-Wan situation. I didn't want to steal your thunder.
No, no, no. Yeah, we talked about it. So it's
Yeah,
between us. It
yeah,
don't matter. But
yeah. I didn't want
yeah,
to. Yeah, you said Obi-Wan might have. And we was talking about. I was going to tell you. I was going to say for the podcast and everything. I was
yeah,
going to say it's possible because they're going back from between past and present. It's possible he could have met Obi-Wan in the past. That's what I was going to tell you.
that's
It's
true. That is
possibility.
true.
I'm not going to throw it out there. But
Yeah,
that's a little curveball. That's you pulling a
but
Hail
I do.
Mary. It's possible.
Yeah, yeah. But I could see some Star Wars Rebels or anything in that nature, like some characters from that going to probably pop up in this thing.
What about Han Solo? Remember from the Solo movie?
It could show how he was in debt. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah,
outside of Star
that's what
Wars,
I'm trying to think of
outside of Star Wars.
because I know with your prediction, I didn't want to steal your prediction. That was my curveball. I'm saving it for the video. That's what I was saying. I'm like, that's the only I'm trying to link like another because it seems like Disney's doing a good job of keeping everything integrated into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same like
Because I
somewhat
about to say,
storyline.
yeah, because I about to say they could do Obi-Wan because of the fact Obi-Wan is coming out and the fact that, like you said, the flashbacks. So yeah, he
Yeah.
could potentially
What
be in it.
about maybe at the end of Boba Fett they may lead into the new Mandalorian series?
That could be it too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
trying. This is that's actually a reasonable prediction though. That's not like a
what
nothing off
about
the
this?
wall. Hmm.
What about we see an adult Grogu
Hmm. Interesting.
after he's training?
Hmm. I wouldn't have
Remember,
thought that. If
he
that
is a
happened,
Sokka
that would be a huge curve. I wouldn't have saw that one coming.
because he was part of saving him. Like so, it's
Hmm.
like what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
he could have found him. He could find him. Tatooine ain't too big. He could go to
Yeah.
Tatooine.
I'm not gonna argue with you because you might be right. I can't even argue. That's actually a pretty good prediction.
Yeah, this could be after his training. He could be a Jedi, or he might know the Mandalorian code. He might be like the first like Jedi Mandalorian that people have been talking about in the comics. Who knows? Like
Hmm.
he might be the first. So, um, it could be anybody. Asaka, Asana, Toro, Tono, um, Qui Gon Jim. Like it could be,
Yeah, yeah.
it could be
I'm not arguing with you.
anybody.
You actually making valid points, so I can't really argue with you too much.
I, it's like it could be any. It could be somebody from his childhood. Like anything. It could actually show like how he got the dent in the helmet too. The dude he got in a little duel with, and
Hmm.
dented his helmet. The outlaw. I forgot his name, but he's the outlaw guy. It can literally like there's
Hmm.
so many possibilities with Star Wars, especially with Boba Fett. Like it's gonna be ridiculous. And I mean I don't even know how many episodes they got, but however many episodes they got, they're gonna have to tie a lot in probably within those like 6 to 8 episodes, if it's that many. So yeah, but overall, the endless possibilities is crazy. It could be anything at this point. We
Yeah.
might see Luke. We might see Luke at a young age. We don't know. Like
Yeah, we
we
don't
might see a
know.
young
Well,
Luke.
that's what I'm saying is because the past, Boba Fett past is actually pretty. You could go
And
back if you
it's
want. It's very extensive. Like so,
you could go
let's.
Clone Wars. You could go
Hmm.
Rebels. You could go
Yep.
the first three: New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Then you could go Empire Strikes Back. I mean, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go through
Yeah.
any of those
Yeah.
movies.
You know the order. So finally, what we give this rating to episode one. One
Uh,
being one and below is the worst. We will give negatives if it's that bad. 10
Yeah,
is the best,
yeah.
6 is okay, slightly above. 7 is above average. 8, is in the great
I give it a
category.
seven.
8 and up is it? 7?
I give it like a seven
Okay.
point five. A 7.5.
Okay. I won't give it slight. I actually like that. I won't give it like an 8. It wasn't the best, not the worst. Just
Yeah,
starting
yeah,
out.
yeah,
I give it like a B. It was like a B if I had to grade it. Like, like
yeah. I mean, like I still think like between the like 'cause now we got separated between the Star Wars series and the Marvel series. If I had to say
Mhm.
between the Star Wars series, this probably was maybe the best intro. Because even the Mandalorian was
Yeah.
slow. Even the Mandalorian was
No,
slow
the
in the first
Mandalorian.
episode.
I actually the first episode of Mandalorian actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, but I'm saying like it was still like kind of slow. Like it didn't pick up the pace until like the last like 10 minutes of that episode, like episode one. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
it,
it
it
might be
started
a
out
good
with
start
like a
off.
bar fight scene. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
He had
yeah,
the
yeah,
monster
yeah,
on the ice. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. I think we're going to end it here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure we're going to have an audio version of this on the
yeah,
podcast. Also, subscribe to our podcast, which is available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google. So it's all for free 99. And
yeah,
make sure you subscribe so you get notified. We're going to try to post about 2 videos a week, two
yep.
to three, because we're going to do, we got a sports side and we got a non-sports side. So we're
And
going
we
to do
got the
more
non-sports side. Yeah,
TV shows, movie reviews. So expect more from our channel this year. 2022 is probably going to be a big year.
yeah. And then also, if you got any predictions, any comments, or anything like that, leave them in the comment section, or you can hit us up on Twitter or Facebook in our Facebook group if you let
Yeah,
us
and
know
if
what
you
you
agree,
think about the
disagree, I
series.
mean, comment, man.
Yeah,
We read every comment if y'all comment.
yeah. If y'all
Just
comment,
just
we
keep
read.
it
We'll answer back.
just keep it civilized, Just keep
Yeah,
it civilized. That's all we ask.
yeah.
All
And then
right.
yeah, just expect a lot of big things in 2022 for us. Of course.
Okay.
All
All right.
right, man.
Deuces.
Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all.